What's good, everybody? One half Room 212 Network, Dante Swank Lee. I'm here with my other half, BJ Johnson.
Welcome back. Thank y'all for clicking on the video. I want to go into just a quick, brief detail about what's going on here. About a year ago, when we was going under another name, we had three lovely women that come on and grace our network, and we recorded a great episode. We never released it because of the quality. The quality was not good. Well, we're going to release it today. It is a throwback episode. Please keep that in mind. It is a throwback episode. Emphasis again, throwback. It's not that great when it comes to quality, but the content was amazing. So please check out the video. Then we have some new stuff coming down the line that we're excited to share with y'all at a later time.
Make sure you like and subscribe, and if you got any comments, put them underneath below.
As y'all see, welcome back. As y'all see, we have three lovely ladies here today. This is the first time for us here at Triple Crown. If we could start at the very end. Introduce yourself. What's your name?
Okay, I'm Allie.
My name is Moragen. And I'm Sid.
Thank y'all for coming through. I appreciate that. We appreciate that. As Dante and myself have stated, we really want to touch more onto topics that are interesting and are more for the women's perspective, and also can touch more broader audiences. And I think with y'all here being such a diverse panelists, we would appreciate that, and really just interested to hear where y'all coming from and how that aligns is kind of how we think as well, and just based off y'all experiences. So I'm interested in hearing about, we was talking about this off camera, about dating, right? Some of y'all in relationships, some of y'all not, some of us are not. How has dating been in general with, we're coming out of a pandemic. We're still slightly in a pandemic, but we're coming out of a pandemic. But 2021, we were locked down. How would y'all like explain y'all experiences with dating during those times compared from then to now?
And are you actually currently dating?
Okay.
Somebody might be actually trying to focus on themselves or something like that. So just kind of let us know what type of time you're on, really.
So I feel like we should establish, because I think everybody has their different, take on what dating for them actually looks like. Because, some people, dating means they, dating exclusively with somebody, or they dating, like, going on dates with different, different people. Me, I go on dates. I go on. So it ain't nothing, like, I'm not doing anything exclusive right now. It's just kind of, giving myself time to figure out what I want. Because I feel like, I've done the exclusive thing. Like, I've, like, jumped into things, before. And it's like, it don't really, obviously I'm single. So, it didn't work out. But so now it's just kind of like I'm wanting to, in a way, just kind of give myself time to figure that out. But also, I mean, I'm open to, if something serious, like, comes along, but it's, like, at the same time.
Is that different, though, when you say you're dating, right? Is that different, or do you consider it to be different from the present time and how COVID was? When we were, like, locked down, it's, you quarantine and everything. There's a lot of quarantine babies out here. How did that, was it, could you see a difference? And if so, what was the difference?
I mean, really, the biggest thing would just be, like, how it was to, like, travel and everything, because, honestly, like, I don't really do too much local dating. I mean, if you've been to Topeka,
okay.
You kind of
6 years, unfortunately.
You can't find none in Top City? Ain't none in Top City?
Woo.
Y'all the capital.
Yeah. Yeah, that don't mean nothing. Yeah, there ain't really been, I mean, it's just kind of like everybody, the town is small. Like, everybody knows everybody. And so it's like, once you know everybody, they either your homie, or they, you didn't tried it before, or, it's just, so yeah. Yeah, so mostly, if I'm dating, it's going to be somebody that's probably, like, more so out of town. So, traveling, if there's travel restrictions, stuff like that, that ain't going to, work out as much.
So
but
you couldn't get flown out during COVID.
Yeah.
I got you. Say less.
But with that, I know the social media is real heavy. So would you rather somebody slide in the DM or like be out in person and then they catch you like, excuse me, how you doing, whatever?
Honestly, I don't mind either one. I mean, I think it's just all about the approach. Like, what are you saying to me when you're sliding in my DM? And obviously, if you living out of town, then okay, you can slide in, in the DMs. I'll slide in the DMs. Ain't no shit.
I feel it. Yeah, shoot your shot.
Shoot and shoot.
There's a reason why there's an NBA and a WNBA. Everyone shoots. What?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, and I feel like I said, if somebody in speaker happened to approach me, like that'd be different. I've met people because I went to Washburn, so I met like people that came in, was going to Washburn and everything. So yeah, the in person is always preferred, but of course it's kind of like you gotta work with what you got.
For sure. What about y'all? I know y'all in relationships. Y'all kind of stated that off before we recorded. How was y'all in y'all relationships prior to COVID?
No, so for me, I wasn't in my relationship prior to COVID. I got into it 2021, but it was a long-term friend, someone who I already knew, so I was comfortable with being around. So like pandemic or not, or COVID or not, it was kind of cool. Yeah. But I definitely was still separating myself from people and not really going out there. But like COVID times, like 2020, I will say I was getting approached by people through instant messages and, just nothing really in person because I wasn't out there. So that definitely changed the whole dynamic of do you trust people? What are their intentions? What are, what are you actually bringing to me? And you're not really just trying to be my friend. But, yeah, prior to that, it just was kind of copacetic. You just kept it right where it was. But now, we're out in the open more. So, but I'm booed up. So
was it hard? When you say your friend, that wasn't hard because you said y'all was friends for mad long. So
yeah, no, it wasn't hard at all. Just because we already had that connection there, so it wasn't anything I needed to get to know about him or spend extra time trying to understand. So COVID didn't really affect it as much.
Friend, as in a sense, okay. Because I'm going to ask the questions. Friend as in this is your friend, y'all ain't never did anything? Or y'all were friends? Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
He was in a relationship, and then I was in a different relationship before we got together. But for the most part, just straight friends.
Cool. I'm going to get back to you because I got to tap in with you. How about yourself? Was it your situation? Was that pre-COVID or it was a...
No, so I was actually living in Oklahoma when COVID happened, and my job became a frontline COVID clinic during the time. So I was really working. I was helping turn a primary care clinic into a drive-through COVID testing place. So I was working 12-hour shifts, and plus I was trying to still fight with boxing as a amateur and everything. So I was, at that time, I was on my own, single, just doing my own thing, kind of dating, but was just really focused on me. I was getting out of a relationship. I was growing my hair out. So I was I'm just going to go through this little phase and stay down, save my money, and I knew I needed to move. So I was really, at that time, focused on me and focused on, leveling myself up. But then I came out here and I met my boyfriend now. His name is Karan. I shouldn't drop names, I guess.
What's up, Ron? We here.
Hey, he's got a podcast too, so that's cool. But yeah, bipolar Taurus. But so we met because he was coming out from Dallas, so we were both new. And he was a boxer, I'm a boxer. We're both new to KC, so we just kind of linked up as friends. He helped me train, and so during COVID, it was weird because we were still trying to box. I was boxing, and I have pictures where I won. I wear a mask, with my hand raised.
Oh wow!
And I got a COVID mask on.
You had a box with the mask on.
So we had to wear the mask until the fight started. In the first round, we took it off, and then right when the fight was over, we put it back on.
Oh, that's crazy.
And went back in the center. The coaches had to wear it and everything.
That's crazy because it's hard as hell to breathe in
Yeah,
those masks.
Yeah.
Give me
you ain't got that.
second.
How long is what's the intermission? I mean, between like round 1, round 2, is like what, 1 minute, 2 minutes you get?
Yeah, it's 3-minute rounds with 1 minute rest.
So you got to. Oh, that's crazy. That's insane.
Yeah.
Even with the but like you said, he a boxer too. So like, I know we see a lot of the basketball type stuff like that.
They got the love and boxer.
I don't know if I ever seen a boxing couple before. Like
that's kind of fire.
It's been a adjustment for sure. Cause like we also like we trained together and then we also kind of work together too. Like we got groups of kids and he's got his clients and I got my clients and I was kind of I showed him that he's got a skill that you can make money off of. So there's no reason why you shouldn't be coaching people on the side. So like getting into that relationship where it turns in like because we were just good friends at first. Like before we was really just training. Like he was holding miss for me. What changed was like when we were at the fight and I was fighting at the KC Golden Gloves at Memorial Hall and like he was the loudest person. Like I could hear him. He was sitting up in the risers. I could hear this man like screaming his head off. And I was like, that's dope. Like, whenever you got someone that's like...
That's my man.
Yeah, that's not afraid to, like, show that support and everything. I was like, that's cool. So, at that point, things kind of turned. But, I mean, it was a lot of, like, checks and balances, though, with, like, at the beginning, I know what I want. And if you're not on that, you gotta
But
go
when it comes to... Now, okay, for instance, say you fighting, right? And you might get caught with one. Is he, like... concerned about you, or is he like, nah, you gotta slip that in?
We watched when I was fighting, like we would watch my sparring after, like when I was training and everything, like I go spar, come back, we watch our film together and everything. So like he definitely like give me pointers and like work on things. And with boxing, like you're gonna get hit at some point, so you can't ever like get upset with yourself about the one hit that you took, but it's about like how you come back after. So it's like, all right, well we're gonna, if you got tired, we're going to make sure we run some more. We're going to make sure if you're not explosive enough, we're going to make sure we do sprints. And so, like, that was cool to have somebody right there and, like, just to, keep you in check and stuff, too. But the dating part had a whole other challenge to it, because I'm a fighter, too. Like, so I'm going to stand up. You can't just, like, come in and do what you want. Like, because I think a lot of guys, especially athletes, like, athlete guys, they're used to maybe... someone not on the same like
be more dominant
level, right?
Like competitively or just
You mean giving like more that masculine like type of energy?
Not even like the
like
masculine energy, but he's handsome, good looking, good dude, can talk and he can fight and he's got a body and everything. So he's used to like, macking and stuff. And I'm like territorial, I guess. So I'm
so you the beat a couple girls.
No, but it's just like these are the parameters that you got to be in to get with me to keep this going. So it was like laid the law down, and there's no really give with that,
And since with y'all, obviously y'all two being in a relationship, you're not, you're married, TBD for me. Is there certain things that that you've known, that you identified that when you were dating earlier, like maybe college, not high school, but just say college, young adult, to now where the current stage you're at, that were like must, that they were like they're must, that you have to check these boxes to be able to, for me to entertain that maybe weren't, and the things that you maybe looked at prior, that like physical things, physical attraction is a big thing. But that's not maybe as high on the ranking now. Is there certain things that y'all pointed out or that you can identify for yourselves?
Yes, I'll say for me to start, like definitely communication, being able to speak fluently and not trip up off your words even. Like, it's okay to trip up, I will say, but when it comes to actually knowing what or speaking, take a second, calm down, listen to your head, what you're about to say, and, think about what you're actually going to say. In my past relationship, it wasn't none of that. Like, just strictly word of mouth, just saying whatever was right there coming out. And that can ruin a lot of stuff, honestly. So I do think communication was something that I'm now like, hey, if you're not checking that, you gotta go. And also I will say with myself, even not even the other person, but with me, it's just taking accountability, taking a lot of accountability for where I come through and where I lack at, or my communication, what I say to my partner, because I used to be just really wild mouth too. But yeah, I had to take a step outside of myself to see where I was at and what I was doing, and switch up the whole narrative for real.
Yeah, for sure. I think maybe at first, when you're like early 20s and stuff, like you're just looking for the resume, right? But now it's like, I read something, it was like, it's not about the person that's perfect for you, but it's the person, whoa, dang, I'm messed up now. It's not the person that's like perfect for you, but it's the person that deals with your imperfections. So it's like, if I'm triggered, how are you going to help me cope?
Right.
You know, because a lot of times when you're in relationships now, you bring up a lot of that trauma that maybe you didn't face whenever you was growing up, right? And so now we're just like reenacting, you know, these things that you grew up with your parents. I got nothing to do with it, but you're trying to get a reaction to me, or I'm trying to get a reaction to you, so I can heal. But I'm not trying to. But really, it's an opportunity for you to heal, right? But a lot of times we take it as an opportunity to destroy what's going on, because we don't subconsciously want to heal. Subconsciously, we want to stay in these mechanisms that keep us safe. So I think it's like now, with dating someone that's been through a mental health journey and everything, you know, it's about who's going to try, you know, who's going to show up. So I think that's been the biggest thing for me. I don't care if you look like Barney. You know, if you show up to me every day, I'm going to love the fuck out you.
Look, me, yeah, I care if you look like Barney. I ain't
Speak your truth. The fuck?
Ain't no like you can check all these things, but that's just something, you know. It's like I want what I want, and I don't, you know, and I feel like I'm not gonna settle for nothing. Like that's where I'm at. So whether it be looks, whether it be, you know, whatever.
Have a third leg.
It's like, the list, like,
they have to have that.
Yeah, the list,
nothing.
That list is wrong.
Yeah,
but I also understand too, you know, like I understand, like, you know, I might not be somebody's, you know, cup of tea either. I might not, you know, check all the boxes or whatever that they got, and so it's all.
You said looks. What's something that's like.
One of my kind of
what's your things you really focus on now that you maybe didn't when you were younger?
So I'll say that my daughter, I got pregnant with her my senior year of high school. So I had her, me and her dad were together up until like 2015. So from that point, and I graduated in 14. So yeah. So from that point, like, dating has always been, you know, like I don't play about it, you know, because it's like my standards are one thing, but then I have to look at it like who's going to be around my child. Like that's a whole nother thing. Like what are you going to be kind of like teach? Like she don't need a dad. I'm not looking for nobody to replace her dad. You know, she got a dad, that's covered. But just somebody, you know, like what are you going to show her as far as, you know, what love looks like, you know, for us, or like what it looks like for, you know, for you to, how are you treating my mom type of thing, like, and just all about like how she should, you know, want to be treated as a woman, you know, when she grows up, what she's going to tolerate and everything. I know she's going to have to, you know, go through things herself and stuff, of course, but yeah, I'm like, if I have to question, like, is that really, you know, the best thing to be around her or something like that, then I'm probably
now,
like,
do you have a process with that though? Because like I know if you being a single mother, it's like, do you say you really feeling the dude, right? And then you're like, okay, well, I don't want to mess this up and bring him around too early, you know, or it's like, well, shit, I'm really feeling him. He can be shorty right now, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, do you have a process, a time limit, or what is it?
It's just kind of, I'm not going to say I have like a specific time, like, okay, we didn't been on this, amount of days. I think it's more so of a feeling type of thing. If I can see them, long term, stuff like that. And I actually, before I don't want to start dating somebody like they're my boyfriend and then I'm bringing them, to meet my daughter, because I feel like at that point, like, that's a whole nother, thing that I want to be able to see you in before, that's actually official type of thing. Even though, it would get to the, obviously it's going to be somewhat, serious, exclusive if you are getting to that point where you're meeting my daughter. But I've also explained to her, because I recently broke up with my last boyfriend at the end of last year. And so for her, she loved him. She was super upset. Like, when we broke up, she was like, now who are you going to marry? And I'm like, I know. I'm like, look. So for me, I had to explain to her, I'm like, look, baby, mommy's, it's normal in life to date, like, to date people. So I'm like, you might see mommy with another boyfriend, or another one after that. That doesn't, that's just part of me, part of life, finding the right person. And so I just feel like I try to be as open and honest with her while also, protecting her from stuff. But I feel like I don't try to just keep her out of the loop all the time either, because I feel like that's how, and this is just me, like, that's how, other influence and stuff can come in and teach your children stuff, when it's like, I want you to hear it from me. Like, I want you to have the understanding from me, like, and, if you're having this feeling of, about anything or got questions, I want you to feel comfortable, coming to me, talking to me about it, and just really, like, normalizing stuff for her, like, not just having her think, like, everybody, oh, you're meeting somebody, so wedding bells are in the midst, like, so yeah. But it's like, it ain't just anybody can come around or can meet her, anything like that. So yeah, I mean, but she's a tough critic herself. So
let me ask you this. So for me, grew up in a single parent household. My mom raised myself and my brother, and that was my representation of. I didn't have representation of a 2-parent household, right? I did with some of my friends, like one of my friends. His family was like the blueprint of what family looks like. It was like what was Fresh Prince? What was the Banks? Were they the Banks? Yeah, the Banks family. I didn't watch the Huxtables. That's showing your age. So that's what I saw, like a 2-parent family household from that lens, but not personally. Do you, from y'all background, not knowing if y'all single parent, 2-parent household, did that have a big effect on how you're dating now, moving forward? Because now you had that example of what I do want or what I don't want. Because I kind of related a lot to what you were saying about how you date with your daughter. My mom kind of did the same thing with me and my brother and I. There was a gentleman. I get into a little quick thing. There was a gentleman that she was dating. This was maybe my 7th grade year. She started bringing him around, and she don't be doing that. We started taking a liking to him. Like, we was rocking with him heavy, to the point where I'm excited for him to become my new dad. He did some fuck nigga shit. Sorry, we're gonna edit that out. But he did some fuck nigga shit. He cheated, and it ruined everything. She was heartbroken. I was heartbroken. So I was like, damn, that was gonna be my dad. And then it just kind of, I feel like it set some roots up for me when I started dating, moving forward. So what was there any examples for y'all to kind of set the blueprint for y'all?
Yeah, I'll say my dad wasn't present in my life, or still isn't, rather. Just kind of in and out here and there. And it's so funny you asked that, only because I talk about that with my current boyfriend now, just how my past relationship was of straight infidelity. Like, I didn't do nothing but fuck other people. Like,
You or him?
You said you didn't do nothing?
me and him.
Oh, y'all was both cheating.
Oh,
there we
so
go.
it was like
accountability. There we go. You know you was out here
yes.
fucking up too. There we go.
Oh, I will not deny it. Honestly, I definitely was fucking up. Just kind of everywhere for real. Didn't really have any standards. Not knowing what sexual energy is and like, you know, giving yourself to a person or whatever. But yeah, I definitely was just kind of all over the place, and it was from dad issues, like, and watching different podcasts. That's pretty much women's background. Like, fathers just aren't there, and we do need our dads like a mug. It's just crazy, just to show stability, just to show like, you know, people aren't gonna come in and out or just everything. But I feel like definitely that was my background of, that's why I don't really gravitate towards monogamy, because I like knowing that I could have the next person just come in and out if I need to. If I don't like you, bye. Another one will come replace you. And it took a lot of changing in my heart, like, to actually be monogamous with my current boyfriend, just because I'm used to a whole different side of things, you know.
Was that kind of, we'll get to that, or I want to hear y'all, but when you just said that about infidelity, right? Were y'all both, did y'all have a standards of like, hey, I'm going to go see people, you can see people, and then y'all lied about it? Or was it more so y'all was just sneaking around?
It was sneaky.
Okay.
So sneaky that it was sick. Like,
yeah.
Did you kind of had an idea though? Or you was just like, I don't really
well,
care?
I really wanted to go into it, that being my boyfriend, hopefully seeing the future. Because it was just really young, like 14, getting into a relationship. Who knows what the hell they want? Nobody. Yeah. But, you know, over the period of 6 years, it was just like, I went into it thinking that I wanted everything. And then when I got shown something different, that's when I just transformed into something different too. Like, and when people say like, you know, a happy wife is a happy life, it's legit true. Only because when a man gives, the woman will automatically want to give like more. Yeah, like you said, you could do 100, the woman gonna do 150. It's just, you know, seeing the masculine energy and that someone actually cares and wants to do the same thing too. Yeah. So. Yeah, man.
So was it more, all right, last question on this thing. So was it more, he wasn't giving 100%, not to disclaim him, but more so he wasn't giving 100, so you seeked it elsewhere? Or what made you go, not made you, obviously you wanted to go to test some other shit out, but what was the factor you feel like that pushed you to go other places?
Just, I want to say, yeah, he wasn't giving his 100%. And which made me want to not go seek 100% elsewhere, but kind of like a get back. Like, it felt good. It felt good to go ahead and just like, shit, you did one, I'm gonna do one, you do three, I'll do three. Like,
I was trauma bonded.
Honestly, and it was really sick. It was really sick. But there was a thrill to it. It was so fulfilling knowing that I'll still come back to you, but I can still go do me. Like,
would he get upset?
No, yeah, I think I
So it was like y'all would feel jealous, like maybe a way about it, then make
it was
up.
some jealousy only because, like, I'll say he didn't like choose the best looking people. Like, you could have did a little better.
Yeah.
So you would pick somebody that looked way better than him every time.
Not even, but like when it comes to the personality, hell yeah. Like, I'm not a looks person for real, but like whatever's in your head, if you don't got a story, a fucking passion, something that you want to do, like, you're boring.
So what was he? Y'all was telling stories like, yo, that's what I did the other day, by the way.
Not even, I was really going through phones, which is bad.
Yeah,
I was going through phones. And so that's why I was hurt. because he wouldn't be honest. If he was honest, I think I would have liked it.
Phones as in you saw texts or videos?
No, I was wholeheartedly like waiting for him to be asleep, snatching his phone, going to the bathroom, locking myself in the door.
And seeing what though? When you went to phone, you saw messages or videos?
Oh, all of it, like all of it.
Why do that is a
On
question I
replay?
have?
No,
what?
right?
I
That's
can't
a question
do
I have.
it.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I see it a lot.
I just
I
look into this type of shit.
Right.
When a person cheats, and when people cheat, I don't know if y'all cheated. I'm here. I've cheated. Oh well.
Same, yeah.
When people cheat, why do they record them cheating? Like, why do we have videos of like a crime? It ain't like I go up to a dude's like, wait before I shoot you. Let me get my camera out. Bow. Like, why?
But isn't it like
That's not smart. People
it seems
just
like
aren't
it's
smart
part
on
of
that.
the risk, right? Like I got the video
That's
and
a
it was so
thrill.
That is
risky,
a
and now
thrill.
it's like I
Yeah.
can like think about it again. It gives me more than just the video. It gives me like that sense of
Like, oh,
like,
I
it's
did
sneaky.
it. Like, okay.
Like, I gotta wait. I got the
Yeah. Oh my god.
No one knows about this.
I think a lot of times, like, too, I mean, I'm just assuming because I ain't cheated and I ain't really,
Yeah. Halo.
not that, but I mean, I just think, like, if somebody's gonna cheat, they're going for something that they're not getting, like, at the crib.
And that's not even
like,
the case most
so,
times either. Like,
You don't think?
It could be internal, like
Really?
no.
I'm
So
gonna
he
say-
cheated on you first, and then that's
Right.
what made you cheat on him.
Right.
And then y'all just kept that toxic volley or like.
and y'all was like, you wasn't worried about, like, like catching nothing or anything. I mean, just not even from you, like,
I
if
wasn't
you was-
really worried about it. It was just the only thing I was worried about was him actually telling me like who it was.
Like you might know the person.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like when it's different when you know said person or like they're in your friend group or like, just acquaintances. Like, damn, I don't want to be fucking you and you fucking her and we all like
You know what's crazy though?
here.
It really don't matter. It's cheating is cheating is cheating.
Okay.
And I think for us, and when I brought up the trauma bonding, because I stayed in stuff way longer than its expiration. I went way past expiration date, and it's off of the maybe. Did you ever feel like you wanted to leave out of that, and you just didn't do it?
Yes.
And
man.
and because you feel like you would be maybe empty, you're missing out on something, FOMO or whatever.
Yeah.
Or you feel like this person still can complete you, but it's like that's a negative ass connection that you have that's actually rotting in your core.
And I had this image of like just wanting to be married or wanting to have a kid with that person. So I was just going to endure whatever the hell came at me at that point in time.
Yeah.
But you have to realize like you can't do that because you're damaging yourself and like what you actually want your marriage to be. Like you're not going to be there like, at all.
But do you think that was a reflection of you not being happy with yourself, or you was just like
I ask myself that a lot, to be honest, though, just because, like, I still don't have understanding, but it comes from daddy issues. It really does. Like, and just not knowing your place in the world, your sense of, like, does a man really want you? Because my daddy didn't. Shit.
Like, validation from the other side. Yeah.
Yes, from the other side. It's like, damn, is someone going to stick here or be here? Like, it's really crazy.
Kind of speaks to what Morgan was saying of the trauma that we have early.
Yeah.
You have trauma that's built from as a kid, not feeling accepted. Because I've had that. I never met my dad. Never. Actually, I did. I met him once, but I didn't know it was my dad.
Oh.
I didn't know it was him until like years later. And he was like, yeah, that was your pops, by the way. But I've had stuff, and I've realized like, oh, a lot of the stuff I'm dealing with as a 30-plus-year-old man is from when I was 7.
Well, yeah, and they talk about now that like trauma is even passed down through the DNA.
Oh my God.
So it's like it doesn't even have to be something that you did, but they say like even Holocaust like generational people like with their grandparents have been in the Holocaust, they still get like the paranoia. They feel like they feel reactions and symptoms that people in the Holocaust felt after they got out of the Holocaust, and it's the same thing like and it says in the Bible even that death starts in the womb. As a woman, we carry all of our eggs, even whenever we're still a baby in our mother's womb. We have a 3-generation lineage at one point while a woman's pregnant.
Right.
And then the man brings his DNA and he has his own trauma and way it's a brain chemical balance. I mean, when you're traumatized, your brain wires differently. And, you know, with my dad, my parents have been together and they was 19 and 20 when they had me. So I really have seen the growth that a relationship and a couple have been through. You know, but my dad has unhealed trauma that he's not even spoken to me about, but I just know. And I think that's even played a role with me. And then that's played a role with how my dad has shown up for me, you know, because he hasn't been able to heal his own unhealed trauma. So he wasn't really able to show up for me to show me, like, this how a man's supposed to treat you. But he was there. He was, you know, working and everything, but he was so burnt out. He couldn't be there how I really needed him to be there, right? So it's like, even as a man, if you're there, are you really present? Are you really intentional with your kids? Are you really, like, showing your, like, I really respect how you said that, like, you just show your daughter the real world, you know. And I think a lot of times as a girl and stuff, we get stuck up in these, like, fairy tale things. We don't have people that really can tell us what real life is. And so then we get into these dating things, and it's like, I'm looking for a fairy tale the way my dad treated me. And it's like, now I'm in a fucked up, toxic situation.
Like you want to be treated by your dad.
Yeah, you want to be you want to have the love bombing of these fairy tales we see, but then you're stuck in these toxic ways of how the dynamic was at home.
Do you think you think that contributes to, like, there's a lot of women that usually the saying is women date up as an age, men date down as an age, right? Do you think that has anything to attest to, like, the dad situation, like the dad not being present, or he is physically present, he's not emotionally present?
I'll go ahead and say, like, my current boyfriend now is 22. We're a week apart with birthdays, so, like, we're literally right there. He's the epitome of a man, I'll say, like, well before even my first relationship, just because, like, he's got the communication there, he's got the want to be here, rather, and shoot, he's just got it there. So it's like, when it comes to age, it doesn't really dictate how you're here mentally for a relationship. I will say our generation, at least for me, I was born in 2000, so yeah, that shows my age.
Yeah, you a baby.
Yeah, baby.
Damn.
So
you couldn't even get that Fresh Prince reference.
No,
she's like, Fresh Prince, what is that?
When I was talking, I didn't understand.
Yeah, I know you did. She was like,
even the Hustlers, I was like, what is that?
Yeah, I'm about to say,
I don't know what the Hustler was. I don't know what you're talking about.
Cosby Show?
No, I've never watched the Cosby Show.
I watched the Cosby Show, so how you ain't watched the Cosby Show?
You ain't never seen the Cosby.
Okay, I'm sorry that y'all watched the Cosby Show.
I'm
sorry. I watched top tier shows. Martin, Fresh Prince.
Yeah, Martin was good.
Chappelle, Power Rangers. I was top tier.
I watched Power Rangers too.
Yeah, y'all watched, like, Power Rangers in Compton or something. Y'all didn't watch the real Power Rangers. Relax. Anyway, what were you saying?
When it comes to age, I just feel like people, they kind of, like, our generation really does show, my generation shows that, like, they don't know what it is to be serious in a relationship. You have to be serious when it comes to, like, knowing what it is you want. You have to be serious with knowing, because you can't go into a relationship with, like, one person not knowing their goals, ambitions, what they want to do, because then you're just, like, leading blindly into the relationship. So, like, age definitely, I feel like, doesn't have a play, because there's some really old, stupid men. Like,
Boy, I don't date on the upper just because of that reason. I have not met, like, you know, like, romantic wise, somebody that I would want to date that's, like, way, you know, older than me, because I don't know, they just becoming corny, like, to me, like, it's like yeah, or they're wanting to, like, prove something to me, yeah, like, or like, yeah, I got this going, you know, like, them type of people that's like, yeah, I just went to the bank and, you know, I had to, you know, I had to take this from my savings account, like, specific numbers, you know, and and I, you know, I go here and whatever. Oh, hold on, this is my belt, you know, I got on. I'm like, I don't care about none of that, like, none of that. You know, so it's like, if you're not my main thing is, I'm not even looking for somebody that's, you got to be able to be serious when it's time to be serious, but also have fun, like I know that I'm, I like to have fun. I like to joke, I can be childish, like go back and forth and stuff like that. So somebody that's just looking to be serious all the time, we're not gonna mesh well, but also somebody that's just, if they're young but ain't on shit, like ain't got nothing, like you said, nothing going for them, like I gotta be able to see, because I don't even necessarily look for somebody that's like, okay, bet they're gonna provide for me, they're gonna be able to take care of me, because I'm already taking care of myself. Like I'm a single mom. Like what the hell else was I supposed to do? All this time. So like even growing up, like it's like I've been figured that out. Like I got that part myself. But just to be able to be stable, show stability on your own, like that's what I want to see. Like you, because I have goals and ambitions, like shit that I'm doing in life. So you got to at least be able to show me that you're working towards something.
It's two people coming together.
Yeah.
We're
like we're both bringing stuff to the table. Like I don't want to like come and try to heal you and do all this stuff. I don't want you to have to come and heal me. Like I'm working on my own stuff. Like I know I have like faults and stuff that I'm working on, and I expect them to be able to say, okay, like these are the things that I'm working on. Yeah. And then at that point, we can talk about it. Like, do your things you're working on align with the things that I'm working on? Because sometimes it's like, bad timing, or like, we ain't gonna be able to see, eye to eye on these sort of things. So, but yeah, I don't know. There ain't really.
But to kind of capitalize off of that, because I know I got even a situation with me and my wife, even with the trauma stuff, is like I used to really get mad because, like, say we started dating when we were seniors in high school, right? And that was when my parents divorced. And like BJ said, our family was like the people used to call us the ghetto Huxtables. So we had like a beautiful black family, And then when they split up, I used to hate going around her family. It's just like, well, damn, you get to see your uncles and aunties and cousins and brothers and sisters all the time. And I'm just like, I feel like y'all don't even cherish each other. Yeah. So it's like, damn, like the trauma that you really go through can affect your relationship in a lot of ways. Yeah. Because you could, even coaching, I can see a 10-year-old that might really live the lifestyle as a 25-year-old. For real, just because of the stuff that they actually been through.
I'm going to say experience beats age, for sure.
Facts. Yeah.
I think with relationships, it comes in the place of, I think right now in this age with social media, everything is obtainable, everything is instant gratification. I think we go into, like, you think about how can I get $1 million tomorrow? Like that. How can if I get in this relationship, it needs to be perfect. Instead of all relationships are work in progress. They're going to be, nothing's going to be perfect. Yeah. And once those individuals understand that and they address that, okay, here's my wants, here's my needs. Can you address that? And here's your wants and your needs. Can I address that? And then we work towards a common goal. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be bumps in the road and everything. But how are we going to get through that? That's what marriage is. Oh, I can't speak to that. I ain't married, but you can. No, you know what I mean? Like, how long you been married?
It's been almost 5 years.
Can you speak into the mic, please? I can hear you.
It's been 5 years, but that shit, it's really like a roller coaster for real. Yeah. It's like
have y'all ever talked about like love languages, like each other's love languages?
So the big thing in our relationship is, and that's why I said the trauma, because I've been through a lot in my life and she hasn't. Mm-hmm. So it's like a lot of times I was looking for her to fix me. Like she was my escape. Like, cause even when I was in college playing basketball and like I was going through a lot of shit with my family, I was like, okay, well, you supposed to make me happy. Mm-hmm. And then once we got daughters and it got to a point where it was just like, damn, imagine if one of them was really in a situation like this where they really trying to fix somebody. Like you can't fix nobody until you fix yourself. Yeah. So it's like that's the main thing with having two daughters. Is like I'm gonna make sure that y'all know every morning before they go to school. It's like You're beautiful, you strong, you kind, you smart, and you gonna change the world one day. And it's just like that's the standard that y'all have for each other and for yourself as a young woman in this world, you know. So that's just the main thing, really. It's like I said, you gotta be happy with yourself before you can even try to think about being with somebody.
Yeah, that's hard though. That's hard.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to cut you off. That's hard. I'm not gonna lie. Because I've definitely had stages where I'm like, not codependent. I gotta have somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I gotta have somebody. Like, there's been times where, all right, me and her in a relationship. As soon as sorry y'all, we didn't hear that. As soon as we got a relationship, the very next week, relationship with you. After we're done, fuck that. Almost while we're done, already on to you.
Yeah.
And then it's like there's been times I haven't been able to sit alone, and I think that's hard for a lot of people. Just to be able to just sit alone and realize like, yo, fix within, and then you'll be able to go, I can't love you if I don't love myself.
But sometimes though, like relationships are opportunities to heal. Like relationships bring out what needs to be healed. And it's not that the other person can fix you, but it just is an opportunity for you to see what you need to fix, right?
I agree.
And it's just, there's a difference with, I think, back to the post-COVID thing, I think that's been the biggest thing is like a conscious relationship where it's like, all right, you might mess up, but you got to go reflect and realize why you did what you did, or I got to realize why I reacted the way I did, or why I did what I did, or whatever. Not that it's going to be perfect, but are we going to be conscious and aware about why we're doing the things we're doing? Are we going to communicate through our triggers? You know, like that's a little different.
Yeah.
I've been told to like, you know, because I've been not necessarily the same way how you described it, but like just, I'm like, you know, people have told me just take a little second, you know, be by yourself. Like take some time, just, you know, don't talk to nobody, don't, you know, entertain nobody, don't text nobody, don't do nothing. I'm like,
it's boring.
like,
it's boring.
Like,
it's boring.
Like for me, and
boring.
you know the message behind it, they're trying to tell me, you know, like work on yourself, you know, give yourself time to do whatever, and I'm like, look, I'm gonna be working on me for the rest of my life. Like, let's be honest. Like
about like working on themselves, I feel like they really take it literal and try to make it a chore to work on themselves. You don't have to have it figured out within a week from today. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's a lifestyle. You have to learn to love yourself. Wake up in the morning, be like, "Hey, I'm that bitch," and we're gonna get this money and go. You know,
healing is a long, everlasting journey.
yeah, because I know what the shit looks like. you know, like what has to be healed. I'm like, look, I don't know if it's. I don't got 10 years to be trying to heal all of this, and then get in a relationship because I'm finally, you know, to a point. That's why I think, just like y'all been talking about, just being able to, you know, identify, okay, I'm working on this, but like just being willing, because there's some people that's just stuck in their ways, and that's one thing for me. You know, you cannot come to me and say that's just how I am. You know, because I'm like.
Well, you can.
All right. Well, that's how you are.
But it's crazy how she said, like, you heal in a relationship, though, because that's what I'm currently doing is healing while I'm in my relationship, because I've had fuck-ups, and we've only been a year in. But I've had so many fuck-ups to where he should be done with me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the fact that he's willing to put in that 100% too makes it a huge difference. Like, well, damn, do I really need the validation of other men?
Yeah.
If he's willing to be there while I fuck up too? You know what I'm saying?
You know what's going to end up happening? And this has happened to me. Once you say that relationship ended tomorrow, right? And then you move on, then it's like you reflect back like, damn, all the stuff I was looking for was in that situation there.
I thought about that the day he moved out. Like, the same day, like, he moved out of my house. But then I just sat there a few hours later like, fuck, I'm dumb lonely. Like, it ain't shit here. Like, my laughter's gone, because that's all I used to laugh at. You know what I'm saying?
You used to
like,
laugh at him? You just laugh at him?
No, not laugh at him, but laugh with him.
You laugh at him?
Yeah.
Another person's energy makes you laugh. You know, your partner makes you laugh.
No, for sure.
But
So
that's the difference is like a lot of times what's good for you is probably boring whenever you're on this healing journey. And if you in a relationship and you try and heal and it's like, you good for me? what's gonna happen next? I'm looking around the corner like, what's gonna happen? And looking at someone else, I'm like, you trying to stir the pot a little bit whenever you get bored and stuff, you know? And you gotta realize on yourself, because I'm not like.
Question. Just a short question. I'm gonna let you go, Dante. When you thought about, you said like monogamous relationship, right? You did everything you could do that, right?
Never. Well, I did. Like in the beginning until.
Did you want to?
I did.
You did? Okay. Because I'm still trying to figure that out. Because I have a lot of friends that are married. That's one of my good friends. I've known him for like over a decade. He has a beautiful family. And he said I have a lot of other friends like that. I don't know if the American dream of, hey, get married, have kids.
Why is that people's dream?
I don't know if that's for me.
It's not for me.
And I don't know if that's like, I don't know. I'm on some shit. In other countries, they have multiple wives. I'm not saying that on no player shit. I'm just saying something like, I'm still on the journey of trying to figure out what.
No, my boyfriend said this before too.
Like, and I've had women, I'm not saying I've been with them, but I've had women I've talked to that's like, there's something for everyone and what you want. Like, there's people that are like, you know what, as long as you provide for me and you give me that 100%, I don't care if you go give another woman that 100% or vice versa, whatever. But I'm just like, I'm still trying to figure out that phase of what actually fits.
I feel like that
me.
comes from like y'all's communication I think that's where everybody goes wrong is they're not on the same page when it comes to stuff like that, or they're not being honest. Like just like if you're coming from coming from the jump and you come to somebody just the same mindset as far as telling somebody, look, I'm trying to fuck. And you know, a guy coming to you saying like, "This is what I want," and then the lady can be like, "Bet, this is what I want too."
Are y'all really open to
like,
that though?
That's the double standard.
I'll go ahead and raise my hand and be the first one to say.
I can tell you are, because not in a disrespectful way. Not in a disrespectful way. Not respectfully though. Make sure I say respectfully.
Right.
But I'm just saying, how many? What's my percentages? Like y'all say y'all want to hear
3% to be honest.
Y'all want to say y'all want to hear the real honest, the real honest, and it's like, yo, I just want to fuck. So why did you coming at me like that? I'm not even that tight. But if I got to go on a date, one or two dates, then we can just fuck. Are y'all really open? Do y'all think women are really open to that type of stuff?
Like, are you talking about like polygamy? Like,
no. I wasn't even talking about that. I'm talking about.
You just talking about like
being honest about it.
Oh,
so open relationships, you mean?
No, when she was just like being honest.
Yeah, I think you gotta like vet the person, right?
Yeah.
Like you gotta vet them a little bit. I gotta know what you smell like and everything before I just invite you over.
I think it's different for women too, because it's a lot of creeps out here.
Yeah.
So like you could just say, all right, but I'm gonna meet up with you, and then he might be really
exactly.
Y'all be watching those true crime.
I don't even use my name on DoorDash. I use a boy's name because it's like I don't even want people to know that I'm a female ordering for myself.
This all lead.
Y'all gotta stop watching that. What's that show? What's that channel that little crime movies?
I know what you're talking about. Damn.
Yeah, y'all gotta stop watching
Investigation.
But I think to branch off a little bit of what you said, it's like, even with the beautiful family thing, it's still a fact of like how you run your household, because the four of us is completely different than me and my wife. You know what I'm saying? So it's like our kids will never see when we going through some shit, because at the same time that could really fuck a kid's head up, like for real. So that's a point that we've honestly made in our relationship, was like, and I know I used to be one of them. No, this is just me. This is how I am. So if I'm yelling and stuff, she like, they can hear you, and it's like, nah, bro, like, you know. So it's like I feel like that's what really separates your household between like your marriage, because I think some people just think it's all one thing, but it really ain't. So it's just like, but my question was to y'all. Say you know how you are, right? Because you really talk to somebody or date somebody that's completely different from you. Like, don't like nothing you like, you know, but it's still like...
Y'all still vibing.
Yeah.
Because you gotta be.
Like, you listen to rap, they listen to country. You like horror, they like comedy.
But it's something that's keeping y'all, you know.
Yeah.
Or even, I want to expand on that. Can y'all, so it's a two-part question, that, or have y'all been in an interracial relationship, and what was the challenges with that?
Man, look. Especially for me, because you already know. I mean, we got 4 black men in here right now. My wife is white and Mexican, and even the looks we get when we go out is like, and she don't understand.
Yeah.
Cause I'm just like, I was raised to it. You
Be
going
aware.
somewhere, you looking this way,
Yeah.
looking this way, looking this way. You in the car, you like, I'm supposed to be aware.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I was like, damn, you didn't just see how she was looking at us? She was like, nah, what you mean? And then even for me, it's like I said on one of our previous shows, I don't know what people are thinking when they're looking at me. I mean, a lot of people still, if you see somebody with tattoos, you don't know what they're thinking. Mm-hmm. Or even the way I dress. It's just like, you really don't know.
Do you care? Why do you care?
I care because, I know we talked about this on the last episode, because I felt like everybody who ever met me or has like seen me or whatever, the first thing they ever did was head on. They didn't ask me like, how you doing? Or what are you like? It was just like, oh, I like that. Or so it's like.
Do you know how to separate people right there though? Like leave it at that.
But that
Just
made
like,
me not honestly like people.
Okay.
So I'm like, I'm a loner for real.
Makes sense.
So
Only mess with certain people.
yeah, like she called me bougie the other day. So I was like, well, hold on, time out. What you mean I'm bougie? But it's just like, that's just I don't know if it was just because the way I grew up or whatever. Because
you pessimistic about people.
Yeah, it's just like, all right, well, do you really vibe with me, or you just like what I got on? So you
See, that's how I
Right.
always break the ice. I always like give someone a compliment when I try to like break the ice.
Yeah.
So you probably
It is
showed
an
us at the gym so
icebreaker.
many times, and I'm like, oh, I like your shoes, but then it's like I break into like, how you feeling today?
But
type
for
thing.
me, I would. So would you rather somebody say? Cause like honestly, I ain't even trying to sound like that, but like I know I can dress. Like you don't have to tell me. I would
Yeah.
much rather you say, "How you doing?"
Yeah.
Cause like how often do you really hear that from somebody?
But how often are you gonna respond to somebody who you don't know? They're gonna ask you like genuinely, how are you doing?
This is a quick.
Because
So
no,
how you
It's
doing?
like,
exactly,
look,
because
how long
people
you got?
literally- People literally
Yeah.
say,
How
how you
deep are we
doing?
trying to
And
figure out how
not
I'm
even
feeling
think
today?
nothing of it. It's
Right.
literally just something that comes off the tip of their tongue. But when someone's genuinely asking you, how are you doing? Like, and you don't know them, are you willing and open to really tell them how you're doing? Or are you just quick to say good?
Shit, sometimes me personally, if I didn't know you, I seen you like, what's up? How you doing? I might be like, shit, alright.
Yep.
Shit, it's been one of them
How's
days.
it going?
So then are you able, are you
It's
willing
going.
to,
Like,
Thanks,
no.
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Are you willing to continue the conversation if they ask you like, well, what about it is all right? Like,
Yeah.
are you willing
Honestly, I mean, yeah, because then it's like that person really
You feel like
might
they're being
help
genuine?
You.
I
Yeah,
say,
Yeah,
you don't know
okay.
who you talking to. You could be talking to a millionaire.
exactly.
Like,
But
look.
that is so
But
uncommon
same with
too,
the,
though.
with someone giving you a compliment though, because I know for me, when it comes to people, I like to give what I would like to receive back.
Right, yeah.
So I give compliments, not even expecting for them to give it back to me, but I know in the universe it's gonna come from somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like you gotta be open and willing to take that on and just go with it, and not be scared of it or
I
pessimistic.
think it was
for
more
people.
so just like that. That was all it ever was. though.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it was just
Yeah.
like,
That's your idea. That's what people are to you.
right, like
Right.
damn, like do you even care how I'm doing? I might
Right.
be fly, but like fuck, I might be
I'm
a
like, you
depressed
fly?
motherfucker.
I'm gonna be fine, but I'm gonna cry.
Kill myself after you talk to me.
That should be a shirt, fly and cry. There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
For real,
I'm
though.
fly, but I cry.
That's
Hey,
You
That's
never
different.
know.
you don't know.
So have any of y'all been in an interracial relationship before? And if so, like, was it pretty much the same as dating your own race, or was it more as the challenges?
It's a little bit of a challenge for me just because I know my boyfriend is mixed with white and black, and just because he does have that white side of the family, and it's not that I feel like I have to change myself or be anything different, but it is almost like I have to watch where I'm stepping, or they could get the wrong idea of me, or I could get the wrong idea of them. And his family, the white side, they aren't racist at all or hold any type of prejudice, but it's always in the back of your mind, like, am I gonna be too much of a nigga today?
They're just ignorant to it. They
You
don't
see
really
what I'm
know.
saying?
Yeah.
To bring up an example, like I went on his family farm and
farm.
family farm.
Okay.
Like,
And did you
Right.
feel
almost
like
100, 200
Oh,
acres. You know what I'm
they up
saying?
there with Kanye and them. Okay,
In
cool.
Maryville, like, so it's
Okay,
like the
right.
buttfucker middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So when I say like on the farm, it just felt like I had to be kind of reserved and intentional with how I was speaking to people, because I'm speaking to his uncles who got bank accounts who's up there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't want to trip up on my words or like, you know, make it seem like I'm really incompetent. But it's almost like, why do we do that to ourselves?
I feel like
Why
it's
can't
almost like
people-
we're expecting the other person to feel that about us already. So it's like
'Cause it's
we're
been
setting that
for so
expectation,
long.
thinking it.
And that's something too. So I was lucky to start this job that like really is trauma informed. So I took the job just because they asked me at the interview, how do I feel today? And coming from healthcare where I was working COVID clinic and no one asked me ever how I was feeling during that, just to be in an interview, like, but that was different because of I'm sorry. What did you just say? Because it caught me something that I was gonna bring into the thing. See, I took 2 shots. We're gonna edit all this out, okay?
No, she said that's
Down
what
Julio
we
hitting.
kind of expected.
Oh
already.
yeah, so it's a parallel process. Not even on a racial perspective, but if I walk in every day with a mean mug, people are gonna start mean mugging me back. Or if I walk in every day with a smile, I'm gonna get smiles back. So it's kind of like that parallel process
But
where
you might get a mean mug still.
Yeah,
you
for
just
sure.
gotta be
Yeah.
prepared for
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, but at
I'm
that
like, why are you
point-
so fucking happy today?
Yeah, like, what you got
What
going
are you
on?
smiling for? It's a Monday.
It's 8 a.m. Like, relax.
Gotta clock in. You shitting me?
Here.
I show up
I gotta
smiling.
unbox these boxes. What about outside of the family dynamic, right? Because I've dated outside of my race, Samoan, Black, white, Hispanic, all that stuff. What was about the person? Was there anything with the person that you dated that it was a little different, like their culture or anything that was like it took an adjustment to, or it was like kind of
For
took you off guard?
Yeah, I think for my boyfriend, it was a little different for him just because I was.
Is he black?
Yeah, he's black.
Okay.
And so I'm the first white girl that he's like been out there with.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like he's been with other white girls, but I think for like him dealing with a lot of like things he's heard before, like what pop in his head and stuff, like don't bring a white girl home, like, or even like I've seen things on the internet posting now, like I don't trust no man that dates a white girl and stuff. Like, it's like I don't think the issue is with who you date, but it's like who you don't date. And like I would never be with a man that would not date black women or would not date a certain race of women because of whatever reason. We just together because we work well together.
Yeah.
Right.
Quick,
But if you had any bias about anyone else, that's a big red flag for me, right? So I think realizing like the innocence and like why we're together, but then also not trying to make it seem like it's something against anyone else.
Yeah.
You know, because boxing, everything like that, you know, it's a very diverse sport and you're around a lot of people, and I've always just tried to be supportive and uplifting to anyone that's trying to do whatever they're trying to do. So that was it for me dating a black man, was like I don't want to seem like I'm not supporting the next woman of color, you know, but this is just who I love.
Okay, for instance, say you go to his crib, right? You meet his mama, grandma, auntie. Do you have that thought in the back of your mind, like, they ain't gonna like me because I'm white?
Yeah, that's the difference too. Like I sit real quiet and I'm like, you know, I'm just kind of
Literally just sitting here.
just ready for whatever. Just trying to blend in.
Back to
I
your
don't know if you're
question.
gonna blend in. I don't know if you're
No, I know, but
Cause you know that wasn't that long ago. It's just like, so a lot of our grandmas, aunties,
Yeah.
and
They
like,
still,
Yeah.
it's programmed.
They still like
nah.
that.
well, it's crazy because so while my boyfriend thought this thing, like had all these reoccurring thoughts and stuff, you know, we went to Louisiana where his family's from, and we realized like his great grandparents were both mixed. and got together. So it was like, all right, this is already like been in the, you know, like your family, like people don't realize how blended things have been before right now.
Yes.
But right now it's because everyone's online, they take pictures, they post, everyone can post their opinions and stuff like that. Like, I think it's just more in our, everything is more in our face now.
Yeah.
But we just don't realize, like, people, like, could you imagine being in like the 30s or the 20s, like, as a mixed couple together? Like, I just, like, y'all was probably both the only mixed.
That'd be
I feel like
tough.
white people want to uplift their community, though. So maybe that's why they kind of feel like, why bring in...
That's not true. I don't think so. Sorry to cut you off. I don't
Yeah,
think
go
so.
ahead.
Because I think with men, I think for us, outside looking at, well, not outside because I'm black. As a man, it's accepted if, say, all the homies we hear and I bring a joint around, a lady, sorry. I bring a joint around, though, and she Mexican, she's not Jamaican, but she's some other ethnicity. It'd be accepted if she's bad. If y'all bring, and I'm gonna
If
just
she
be
brought
honest,
a white boy, it'd be kind of weird.
I'm not gonna lie. If I've said this, if I felt the way when I saw a black woman with a white man, and I was talking to my ex about this.
It's gonna be
a while ago.
It does look different.
I
mean,
felt the way. I felt like
always
she
does.
traded on us. I feel like, why she trade on
But
us?
I've always
such a
wanted that.
big-
But I
It's
don't
not
feel.
like
I
that.
don't feel the difference. I don't feel that same way when I see I have friends that are married. He has a white / Mexican wife. I don't feel no way about him.
That's such a huge topic, though. Like, women bringing home black women bringing home a white man, and then a white man bringing home a black man. It's almost like the white man gets praised for bringing home this big booty bitch. But then, like...
I ain't never seen it because I feel like
I've
if
seen
you see like a black woman with a white man, you know the it's almost like, you know, black women are supposed to be the queen and you're supposed to be so strong and this and that. It's like, well, how are you dating a white man? Like, that's what I'm always.
I think too. You left. You going strictly for like the bag or something like that. I don't know. I feel like you just. I don't know why though. I don't know why I feel this
But
way. I was
some white
trained.
men
so
are
White men
better.
can have big
tough, though. Like,
dicks.
some white
Like,
men are like
What is
really
going on with this?
unemotional, unavailable. Like, white men are crazy. The fuck.
She didn't.
It seems like, okay, so like...
third legs and dicks and everything.
When you're-
Oh, white men, I mean,
What is going on?
don't
You're
discriminate
speaking
right
of like
there.
a black man is like a king. You're speaking of their physical attributes. So like, are they a big, strong black man? And it's almost like, why can't the other person have that too?
Why am I gonna call a white man my king? like,
So you looking like you'll
like,
never do
But
that.
I'm not gonna call a white man my king. No, I feel bad.
But see, the other side is like, why wouldn't I be a queen though?
So you telling me there's a White Panther? Well, that's what
Like,
But you know that's real too, because it's like most black men that date outside their race are looked at as weak.
really? Yeah.
Really?
I
Do
mean,
y'all look? Well, let me ask y'all too. Do y'all look at, if y'all saw me and Dante walking down the street and we had two white women? Would y'all look at us, saying y'all don't know us or y'all do know us, would y'all look at us as, oh, they weak? Or would y'all look at us different, or just like, oh, look at that beautiful couple?
Can I give my true and honest?
Yeah, you two shots in.
Okay.
we might need a third
So when it
shot.
comes to you, Dante,
I
I
was saying,
found you
but-
on social media, I'll say, just through mutual friends. And I'll say, like, just looking at your profile and seeing you with your wife, no disrespect or anything towards her, but it almost did seem like, damn, he went that route. Just only because, not that different races don't deserve love, but I feel like even just the black community deserves the utmost love, and like that should almost be your first pick in a sense. But it's also like, you know, it's to no fault of anyone's. It's just who you connect with and who
But-
you click with.
And not to cut you off, for me, my mama was always here. If you ever seen my mama, she's yellow. Like,
okay.
high yellow. When I was, and she's gotten darker as, you know, I've gotten older, but
Right.
like, that was always the standard. So it was like, okay, well, I need somebody to look like her. So maybe if she was darker, it'd be different. But at the same time, it's still like, my wife is a strong motherfucker to deal with me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I can't really. But also, going back to that, I never was around no women in my family. See what I'm saying?
I have a general question of like, do black men like black women?
Yes.
Or love black women?
I love black women.
You love them?
I don't know if black women. Here's the thing.
You
I'm
don't know
not
if-
gonna lie. I don't know.
Why
Black
is it
women.
here's a thing? What's
No, no.
that mean?
I
think it depends on what
you
you're around, though.
I love black women, but I don't know if black women, mind you. So context to this: before COVID, I lived in LA for 5 years.
Okay.
I'm back and forth, and I've seen a lot of shit, and I don't know. For me, my interactions with black women has been. I can't even say that because I have my both. I love black women.
Okay.
Yes.
But
Okay.
for me,
But I think it's a certain. It's to a. I don't know. At times, do black women love
You.
Us. Yeah. Okay.
That's where it's like because they go on the. Just look at how I guess maybe the culture is really or society's really training us or shifting
to
us
marry
to certain
up.
things. Yeah, it's like, oh, you ain't got the bag. I can't fuck with you. You're right. What was the Sweetie song or something like "Fuck $1 Million Man" or what was that song? With?
Yeah, I know. what you're
Yeah,
talking
so it's
about,
like I'm only gonna fuck with status, and if you're not at this status, then you don't get appreciated. So it's
Like
like, well,
those women
I'm
are
gonna go,
shallow
Well,
on
I'm
the
gonna go
inside.
where I'm appreciated.
They're shallow.
And okay, this Mexican woman. Not saying I date everything. My
Right.
last girlfriend was Samoan and black, and then before that, it was a black in black in Puerto Rico. What was her ethnicity? Yeah, I'm not gonna say it. She don't give a fuck. But I've dated majority 85% black. But if you're gonna go where you're appreciated,
honestly, yeah.
and I'm really big on the reason I'm asking the questions was more so about when we're gonna take off the racial tone and more so just focusing on the connection.
Yeah.
You know, because I think even America, they had a study saying that America is going to be the white race will be the minority by like 2040 or something
I heard
like
that
that,
too, yeah.
right?
shit,
Because now
everybody
everyone,
finna be mixed anyway.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what I'm saying. White women need to start I mean, the best thing we can do is have mixed babies. Honestly.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness.
But that's what I was just about to say
But
though.
see-
Is like me personally, I've dated one white girl and one black girl. Every other girl I've ever dated has been mixed.
And
That's
but
what
the
I've
vast
been
majority
around.
now.
But something I was gonna say too is like, so being a white woman that already works with a lot of people that are of different backgrounds and diversities, and now dating a black man, like, why is it gotta be anti-black because of the relationship I'm in? Where now I feel like I gotta like overly like, you know, like over support and everything like that, just to
Overexude yourself,
just to make
yeah.
up for the fact that I don't want to seem like I'm anti-black women, because I have friends that are black and they're beautiful
Yeah.
and
So-
supportive and stuff, and I never want to feel like I'm taking away nothing.
So
Because
this
it's
is why-
it's rooted though.
Yeah, and also because you typically see, that's why, like, you know, and when you ask that question, like, how do y'all feel, and you say, can I be my honest, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
If I'm seeing it at first, I'm gonna be more so looking at the type of woman that you chose, like
that.
what she like, because
Yeah.
you could have a white woman that's like, bitch, I got your black man.
There's
like,
different types of white
and
women.
they're just they're just
my
wanting it
God.
for the aesthetic. You know, they're just wanting it to say like, yeah, like he want me, you know, like I look better than you, got better hair than you do, you know, whatever. You know, and I've had conversations with black men, you know, my friends, stuff like that, or like people I've associated with, and they literally have told me, you know, you are intimidating to me. You're too intimidating. So I'm gonna go with the easier route with somebody that's not
Or
gonna
it
give
could be,
me.
it could
That's
be
the
easier,
other
or it could
side.
be. Here's the thing too. A lot of men, I know. Here's the thing. What's going on right now? They're really making black men with more feminine energy. They're making a lot of women with more masculine energy. At the end of the day, we want something that's still soft. And I don't want to. I think with black women, it's like this hard. It's more of a hard shell.
But you know where that
I don't
comes
think
from?
that's just black
DNA,
women,
like you
though.
just said, DNA, like that. That's trauma passed down
Yeah.
from
Just finna say that
generations.
black women have a lot
generations. Because
Yeah.
I didn't grow up in a single parent household. I did have a stepfather, but it did feel like, yes, my father literally was missing. So it just kind of shaped me in how to think, like, okay, well, I got to just keep replacing or having people here that can kind of fill the void. You know what I'm saying? But, like, that's to no one's fault of their own, like, as far as when it comes to being too masculine, because we all have masculine or feminine energy.
Sure, yep.
So, it's a fault when it comes to, like, what comes out more or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's the difference is, like, it doesn't have to be, like, strong black women, weak white women. Weak white women.
Yeah, that was
strong.
a tongue twister.
It don't gotta be strong black women and weak white women. Like, it doesn't have to be, and then, like you said, it doesn't have to be so much of, like, the generalizations. It's just the individual, right? Because I don't, even growing up, I'm not the same white girl that I grew up right next to, right? Like, we all go through different experiences and we all are shaped by the people we're around. Yeah. And I think it's just how much you immerse yourself into the world and how, you know, because even in America, it's so much bigger than America. I've lived outside of America where it, you know, it's not just black and white, but you have, you know, Middle Eastern people, you have Asians, you have, you know, all this diversity and stuff that, you know, the world is so much bigger than just black and white.
No, for sure. I've dated Asian before. I've dated almost every race, and just seeing the culture, oh, that shit is different.
It's
like
dope.
It's different. And I'm still trying to learn, because for me, I don't know if we have like a culture. So
we don't have a specific black.
We don't have our roots. We don't really know. We don't identify our roots because
changed
they changed our shit
and mixed babies.
Yes. Like, so it's like when I dated the Samoan lady, their family dynamic was so different. And I was like, oh, I'm not even used to this type of shit. I can't relate. And it was hard for me to adjust. And then I've dated an Asian woman. Same kind of situation. I was like, oh, this is different. So that's why I was more so like, what was the adjustments and everything like that. Hopefully we get to a point where it's not, I don't look at a black woman that's walking down the street with a white man and be like, she traded on us. It's like, no, that's love is love. At the end of the day, it gets to a point.
Do y'all not ever feel though, like, being 100% honest, have y'all not ever felt like it's easier here? Like, it's like I don't feel as much pressure like being with this white woman or Hispanic woman or whatever. Like, I don't have to like perform or show up more.
Me personally, because I've been on a dating scene longer than Dante, because he's been out the game for a while. His jersey's been hanging. I think it's really a case by case with the person, not a race. I've dated. When I say I've dated every race, I've dated every race, and there's been some of the easiest relationships I've had were with black women. Some of the hardest relationships were not with black women. I think now it's just it's a wicked time with social media and everything, and everyone's about a bag. What can you do? It's more of a transactional situation. It's like, all right, how you going? Which is fine. You should be able to get in a relationship, and we elevate each other. As we come as one whole, we elevate each other. But it's a wicked time now, and I think dealing with black women, which I'm dating right now. Like, I don't want to come off away. I feel like I'm coming off away.
I mean,
I'm coming off away. I just think it's really about. I think black men and black women really need to be intentional with working together, because it's like, and I think that's a lot of that is with trauma. It seems like we're mad at we mistreat our own queens, and we shit on them, and then they're coming back and they're shitting on us, and we don't give each other. It's really not. It's not. We're not working together.
Yeah, there's no opportunity for communication or for betterment of one another. Like,
I just want to ask y'all, because I've seen on other people's like posts and stuff, like, would y'all still be attracted to a black man if he was attracted to white women?
I mean, I don't.
Attracted
that
to
ain't
or being with other men.
Like, or have been with a white woman, or has been attracted. Like, because I've seen. Oh, so what I've seen was a post, and it was like, I can't date a dude that says he's attracted to white women.
That's so too.
No, I don't. No.
And I was like,
slavery.
My boyfriend.
Like, that's so.
Like, how can you confine?
That's crazy that we even still having those like they're still thinking like that.
Because we still have a national trauma, right? We still see George Floyd on the news. We still see Breonna Taylor not having any, or she got justice a little bit now. But you know, it's been so long for these things to happen. We see all this trauma that happens in these divisions, but it's like, how are we all coming together? Because it's not just for one community. It's not just for the Black community to fix. Mm-hmm. I believe it is the white community that needs to be fixed, right? It's the systems that are in charge of these things.
I'll say with my boyfriend, he definitely doesn't just only stick with one race, and he's mixed at that. So he's been with Hispanics or, you know, other mixed people. And it doesn't turn me away. It only really makes me want him more just because he's had experience of different races or like different experiences of other women's attitudes or, you know, their cultures and how their family goes. And I feel like I can only just be more open and understanding, like, okay, if this is what you want, then I'll be able to give you me. And shit, we'll go from there for real.
Yeah.
So do you feel like, because especially even for Morgan, it's like, okay, well, dealing with a Black man, right? Say, you know, when you go out into the world as a Black man, that shit's tough. No matter what you in, no matter what you do, because you always have something that's going to be against you. So it's like, what do you feel like it's harder for you to relate to that? Because those was a lot of things where I felt like I kind of had to school my wife on a little bit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like at the same time I was teaching her, she still understood. Because her pops is Mexican.
Yeah. Well, and my dad is a little mixed with something. So, like, he's always had that issue not knowing, like, what he was or where he fit in and stuff like that. And so I think it's just, I'm never going to be in your shoes, but I can be here for you. And I can create a safe space for you to let down your guard and let down your armor that you got to carry out there. You know, and so I think that's just it, is like, because even if I walk out the door, I could be, you know, like, something could happen scary to me. And I got to come back and explain my perspective as a woman and, you know, how people looked at me or what they said to me or what they did to me and stuff. And he's got to be able to sit there and validate how I feel and, you know, encourage me through that. So I think it's just, who do you feel safe with? Who do you feel like you can, like, let down all those guards with and really show where you've been hurt, right?
Yeah. Well, no, I think that's a good point right there. I just want to say thank y'all. I really appreciate y'all coming through today for this episode. Very good, interesting dialogue. I heard third leg about 4 times. On my right side. We're not gonna say nothing about it.
We gonna end on that.
We can go. You want to keep going?
I mean, I'm cool. I don't know what y'all's.
What you want?
Look like? I mean.
Yeah, I think this would be a good time, and then I think this will be the part 1 of many conversations to come with this. I like the energy
I'll
here.
Be back for sure.
I like the energy. We gotta censor third leg over here. Though. I don't know what's going on.
I think we kind of got Allie a little riled up about this last topic.
Yeah, let's let her.
She got.
What you got? Yeah, you got
I
something.
feel like she still got a little bit to say.
I'm not even riled up. It's just, this is a topic. I went to Washburn University. That's a PWI. That's crawling with nothing but. But that's where a lot of my conversations came. You know, talking to Black men, saying like, you know, they were from Nebraska, so all they was around, you know, growing up, they wasn't around a bunch of, you know, Black women and stuff like that. So then they came here and was like, look, like, we don't feel like we fit the bill, basically, you know, for you know, for your personality.
Do you feel like your options are limited? Because would you date outside of your race? Or have you?
I haven't.
Will you?
No.
And if you are, is it because you would?
Look, it would have to be one hell of a special something else that I have not came across, because I love me a Black man. Like, that's just, you know, it is what it is. I feel like even for me, like, if I was to be with a white man or something like that, like, and I see a black men like go bar or something like that, I'm gonna be like, that's that's
problems that she had in her life.
That's the difference.
Get right out.
Yeah,
That's why I think a lot of the where certain women come and feel, all right, we're gonna continue on, I guess. I think with women, a lot of black women maybe get mad at black men because we have a lot of quote unquote options. Cause we'll go and dip. A lot of us will go dip in other places. We'll go. I don't have any limits of who I will date outside of. I don't look at race. I look at the person. All right, am I compatible with this person? I think with black women, a lot of them, not everyone, but a lot of them will only date in this one little pod of black men, and then they won't dip out for the other options that you might potentially have. Obviously, the aesthetics. I don't know. Are you just only attracted to black men?
No.
Okay.
Cause Channing Tatum, he can. Yeah, I think for me it's like where I'm at, my community. Topeka, I mean, it's
That's your
small
world.
already.
That's where you're at.
So
Wherever
the
you're at
white
is your world.
people there are gonna be like rural type
don't
of
even
white people. So it's really
LA.
it's like white people that probably wouldn't even date me, to be honest. Like, or if they would, it's like, why? Like, type of thing. I ain't even gonna
But I
be.
feel like black men, honestly, we are the most sought out figure it is on this earth. Because think about how many people do shit that black men do.
But when black men can't hold that reputation of being a good man, we gotta go find it in another race.
Everybody want to be black till the police show up.
Facts.
That's a fact.
True
That is
that.
a fact. That's a
Hands
fact.
up, don't shoot.
I mean, because even I know it's kind of, out of what we talking about, but I've always wondered, like, okay, well, say you go to the hair store, why is it Chinese people selling our hair products?
Oh yeah, we don't.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just something. It's just like, okay, well, or
It's
if
the
you
masses.
say you go to a concert overseas or something, you ain't gonna see no black people in there, but it's a rap concert.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Like, but that's just, I feel like all of that still goes back to the trauma of, if I don't know you and we both walking outside, we gonna look at each other and mug each other before we.
I just had this thing at the quick trip the other day. I was getting out, and maybe because I moved out to LA, and I'm like, the people there seem a little. People just smile a little bit more. Maybe because you by the beach and it's a lot of beautiful people there. Whatever. I got out of the car. I was on the phone with my homie, and then there was a guy walking out, and then he was just mugging,
just looking at.
and I'm smiling. You know, you see the teeth. I'm smiling, and then he just walked by, and I'm like, damn, why we mug? And I just got mad instantly. And I was like, why do we mug each other?
That goes back to slavery.
We hate each other. That's the problem. Let's just say what it is. We
don't.
hate each other. Black people hate each other. And I think for us, if we want, I think we do.
Everybody
As
else
you were
gonna
saying,
be us.
we need to build our empires, but we can't build our empires when me and you are doing this.
Yeah.
And then when I'm tired of doing this and I go grab this, respectfully, then now you mad because I didn't grab. Now you mad because I went to go grab this.
Well, and then that causes strife between us.
Procreate with that though, like
Hey, because I love her. Because I love her. Hey, we gonna really? Yeah. Yes.
But then it causes like strife between me and her, right? Because then like
I
as
don't
a
give a fuck about y'all not liking
no,
each other.
but just as women,
So you
like,
don't care about the black
right
community
now,
then?
like,
You don't care about the black
I
community.
care about
You can't say that.
my
Yeah.
health first.
Okay.
At the end of the day, I only get to live one of these motherfuckers.
Yeah, true that.
Depending on what you believe in.
Yeah.
I only get to live one of these. I'm not about to keep. And mind you, I was in something trauma bonding 1-on-1. I didn't even know what that shit meant. So out to that relationship, I didn't even know what it meant. But I want to be happy. I want to be happy. I don't want to. I gotta go chase you, or I gotta. Let's just work together and let's go through the relationship. All together is gonna be hard anyway. We're gonna go through our ups and downs. But why is it a constant fight? We need to be happy in this one life that we get to live.
Yeah.
And the thing with us, black men and black women don't love each other on a full scale. We don't love each other. We have the most like broken homes. How many single family households. All the single black women, all the men left for the most part. Either they're incarcerated, dead, or they just left.
I think, but it's like if you see the trend, like even from way back, it's like the black woman has always been that person at the backbone. Like, I'm gonna have your back. Like, I'll step in front of it type of thing. Like, hold me back type of thing. And so it's like, I think just years of taking that on and, and just being shitted on really even by the black men. Like, and still I don't think, we've ever felt like fully appreciated,
or love.
like
That's
or
really, or like black men love black women.
I can personally speak for myself. I love black women.
Right,
I love black women, but I do think, and even speaking to you, I can tell you're a very strong black woman. However, there's black women out here that's only looking that's shitting on black men. That's only looking to capitalize off of them. Case in point, what's that girl name? Woman's name, Brittany
Reiner.
No, not her.
Oh, Brittany Renner.
Brittany Renner. She capitalizes off of black men. The PJ, she got a baby by the basketball player.
And I think
she wanted a whole press run over.
She's nuts.
But I'm just saying though, look at that. She's a black woman. She's bringing down. Her whole thing is that she's a very beautiful woman, but she's bringing down other black men, and she's like happy about it. You know what I mean? We keep bringing each other down. It's like, all right, well, shit. I'm not about to go over there where I'm not wanted. I'm not going to go where it's hate. Go over here. And if it's over here, if it so happen to be a Mexican woman, so be it. If it so happen to be another black woman, great. If it so happen to be just me by myself forever, all right, whatever.
And I just don't think that's got to take anything away from anyone else. Even
even
if we're in an interrelationship, and even if we're in an interracial relationship, I might like the real tatted white skater dude. I might still look over here, but I'm with whatever I'm with, and he might still look at the beautiful black women and see all the booty and everything like that, and I don't got all that. So it's like, but we gotta be comfortable with each other to know that you still the one I pick, you still the one I'm showing up for, you still the one I'm choosing, even though there's all these other options. I'm not trying to take nothing away from no one else, but I'm showing up for you and you showing up for me, and we just doing our thing. And
I think in closing, what we need to on this topic, it has to be like, I know we all scream about for reparations and all that shit. I think there has to be a conscious effort in the black community of how can we repair these relationships that's been fractured from generations. This is shit prior. Like my mom was a single parent. Her dad wasn't in her life. You know what I mean? This shit goes back. So we have to find a way to repair these relationships if we want to see a difference in of how we interact with each other and how we build with each other. Until then, it's going to be the same shit. We talking about this in 2022. There's going to be another podcast or metaverse or something in 2042 if we don't, with some other people, And
I just want to say too, like, I know I just keep answering myself in this conversation, but like, I feel like there is a lot of healing that needs to be made between women, especially white women, black women, women of color. Like, I never want to feel like what I've got is like showing off or nothing like that, because I just feel like women, especially right now with transgender people and sports and all that stuff, like women, period, got to come together. And we got to realize that even though we're in different households, a lot of times the women, period, are the backbone. Like even though Tate said, like, he's he's married to a very strong, biracial woman, and I feel like I'm a very strong white woman, and it's not about what you look. I feel like with women, period, we get so stuck in the beauty industry of what we look like and all this stuff, and at the end of the day, it don't matter, none of that. But I just want to see another woman happy. I want to see another woman succeed in what she does, however that looks like.
Yeah, we're in the divided states of America. Hopefully we work on making it united. I appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all coming through.
Thank you.
To have these interesting conversations. We're definitely, it's not going to be the first. This is definitely the first time y'all seen them. This won't be the last. Appreciate y'all.
Hell no, I ain't never coming back.
Thank y'all for tuning in. If you could please hit that like button, that subscribe button. Get all of our notifications for all the content we're going to be dropping. Until next time, peace.
Peace out.